Hi, this is Chasing Status, and you're logged into rewindmag.com. This is Rewind TV. This is where a lot of it has happened, yeah.
Yeah, past year or so, we've been down here, and it's an incredible building, like on the River Thames, overlooking Houses of Parliament. It's incredible. So, and just in this corridor, there's Shy FX, Sub Focus, and Nero, as well, all next door to each other. So,
it's a real production hub.
Yeah, the vibe is brilliant here. You know, we're all here all the time, and just all bouncing ideas off each other. So it's really cool.
I think that the public in general and the music industry is just up for a change. You've had the success of LaRue, like bringing back the whole 80s kind of vibe, but with like edgy, you know, kind of like grittier production.
Yeah.
And there's so many more examples, and they're just, I don't know, getting what we do. Like we've been doing a lot of production work, and that came about really because the artists just heard our songs, like things like Sax and Easter Jam. They just heard those and said, "We like this. We want to do something on that with this vibe."
Yeah.
And so we just kind of run with it from there. We've not really changed what we do very much to fit in with that. So
we came up with the idea, and you know, had this whole. It was all like a feature-length movie. That initially the idea, and I was trying to explain it to Kane without, you know, trying to keep it sounding cool and not like it's going to be some fancy dress thing. And I was bambling on about, you know, kind of like afro, you know, velvet suits, car chase, this and that. And he looked at me and said, "Look, just tell me you want me to dress as Shaft. Don't beat around the bush, just tell me that's what you want me to do." I was like, "All right, fine, I want you to be Shaft."
I became a Snoop Dogg millionaire.
he just sent us a MySpace message at like 3 a.m. and I was just online, checked the MySpace and saw some message.
We never usually do.
Yeah, literally. These days, I check MySpace about once a month, if that. And then I did a bit of like research online and figured out it actually is his official page. Next day, woke up to a phone call from his manager, Ted Chung, saying, "This is for real, we want to get on this."
Yeah.
And then do what every good producer does, get their managers to talk, so we have to steer clear of it. And yeah, it all came together. He went to Miami a week later to do the conference, picked up the track, picked up a T-shirt that said he's a Snoop Dogg millionaire, and he came back with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't mess around on time out there.
Yeah, it was different. I mean, they chopped it up and moved it about a bit. But it was just incredible hearing Snoop's voice on a track, really, that we did, and that's also the turnaround was so quick as well. You know, they picked up the track and 2 days later, they played it to us. So it was just, it was a great honour that really Snoop's been in the recording studio, recording with one of our tracks, and
he said some nice things about us.
Yeah,
as well,
he said some nice things, and we've been
so.
sending him sort of beats. So there's a great link there as well.
Our manager is really close with Jay Brown, who runs Rock Nation, and must have been showing him our tunes, and then we got
forcing our tunes
down his throat, basically. And then he said, "Okay, look, we like these guys. Let's get them on the Rihanna project," which we kind of thought was kind of like air, you know, lots like waffle. And I was chatting to Jay Brown a lot, and he was like, "Hey man, you know, is this serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess, yeah." You know, "Okay, I'll show you, man." And then I woke up at 6 a.m. to a phone call from him saying, "Hey, someone wants to speak to you, man." I put Rihanna on the phone. He basically said, "I'm a big fan, love your stuff. If you give the tune to anyone else, I'll kill you." So we realised, all right, they're not messing about. And then literally 5 days later, in London, in the studio, all of them guys and us, and it just began.
Wow.
So
yeah, it's good.
Is it true? She said like you guys are the backbone of a new record.
Yeah, we went for dinner in a sort of nice restaurant in Knightsbridge, and sort of 20 people around a table, and she stood up and toasted, and said, "Yeah, thanks to Chasing Status being the backbone of the album." I just looked at Saul like,
who?
"Wow,
Oh,
are we? Are we?" And yeah, just, you know, incredible artist and person, and it was a real privilege, you know, to work with her, and yeah, you know, it's just so inspiring, really, and it's exciting.
Everything we've done has got that kind of edge to it, you know, but it's coupled with some pop sensibility, with some, you know, structure, song arrangements, and some chords. But we've got our trademark big beats, big bass, and just it's all 140 BPM. It's not the drum and bass.
Oh, big.
So
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
it's cool. She
exciting.
sounds fantastic on the tracks as well. So.
She's amazing, yeah. Amazing
Yeah.
singer. Lots of attitude. I think she really wants to come back with some real attitude and really sort of, you know, this album I think is going to really make her kind of really serious artist. And yeah, can't wait to hear it.
Wrong, this ain't politically correct. This might
Well, with the
Pretty
Pharrell
much.
thing, we performed at NASFest, and he came and watched the whole set, and afterwards he came up to us and said that, you know, he's a big fan, he wants to do some work with us. And then he come down to the studio a few days later where we were with Rihanna. We had a chit chat, sat down, and just, you know, didn't do anything in concrete, but arranging to meet in the future, which was cool. And the Drake thing, he was there on the first session writing with everyone, and we just hung out for a bit.
Yeah.
And he liked the beats.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I think we're going to go over there in a couple of months and do some work with him for his project, which is very exciting. Jay-Z, he come down to the session in London as well. He had a few shows on. And they flew us out to New York to work on another project. And when we were there, they said, hey, do you guys want to do a DOA mix for Jay?
Uh-huh.
We said, yes, thanks. Did about 3 versions, and then they said, look, we like the first one. We just want you to do more.
Uh-huh.
So they took that, and that's, you know, that's a great accolade for us, and we're really, really honoured to be able to do that as well. So it's fantastic.
who is getting in trouble.
As we're talking about on the funky vibe, Deneo, fantastic.
Yeah.
White Lies, Florence and the Machine, Mr. Hudson. His first album was unbelievably underrated. If you
Yeah.
ask me, that's one of the best albums for the last five to 6 years. Fantastic. Dizzy, you know, who's obviously smashing it up right now. 3 number ones in a row on his own label, independent. You know,
Incredible,
can't
yeah.
fall to that. That's just a soundtrack
Yeah.
to the
It's
new
a-
Michael Caine film featuring Plan B called Harry Brown. It's a really edgy, gritty British film, really like showing like how rough it can get in certain parts.
We got a phone call from Pete Tong, who's director of music for the project, saying, look, I need a track for this movie that Plan B's in for the end credits. And we said, well, funnily enough, we've done a song with Plan B called End Credits. And he thought, you know, we were joking. And we sent it over, and you know, he loved it. So it's quite crazy, quite creepy actually how that worked out. But yeah, it's great. You know, the music video has been shot, and the movie is just fantastic. It's a really exciting piece of British cinema. So.
I know when I'm not, I'll be hoping I don't drop.